Good afternoon and welcome to TVM-News. Today is Friday, September 28th. I'm Tatiana Tell.
And I'm Stephanie O'Malley. This week, we'll tell you how an Abington Heights teacher sued the school district.
We also have information on yesterday's Cavanaugh Ford hearing.
And we'll check in with TVM sports anchor Justin Karski to find out the latest in Marywood sports.
Marywood student Kendaya Palmer received a Council on Social Work Education, or CSWE, Minority Fellowship Program Award for the 2018 academic year. Palmer is a student in Marywood's Pocono Masters of Social Work program. According to the SCWE website, the purpose of this program is to improve health care outcomes and racially and ethnically diverse populations. This goal is achieved by increasing the numbers of master's level behavioral health professionals to help these minority populations.
A Marywood professor is being recognized for his exceptional teaching skills. The National Association of Social Workers of Pennsylvania announced Dr. Lloyd L. Leiter as Social Work Educator of the Year. Dr. Leiter is a professor of social work and director of Marywood's Pocono Master of Social Work program at East Stroudsburg University. Leiter also publishes, serves on the review boards of social work journals, presents regularly at state, regional, national, and international conferences. He has worked as Marywood faculty for 20 years.
A new club has made its debut on campus. The Creative Writing Workshop Club held its first meeting last Monday. The weekly meetings will give students a chance to practice their writing skills and will last from 3 to 4 p.m. every Monday in the Liberal Arts Center, room 114. For more information, students can contact Student Activities Leadership Development.
Students had an opportunity to spend time with loved ones right here on campus last week. Marywood held its annual Fall Family Weekend for friends, families, and faculty to come together for some fun-filled activities. Marywood made the weekend memorable by offering many different options for the community to bond, including a fall carnival, information sessions, food, church services, a comedian, and more.
Marywood students came together to raise awareness for childhood cancer. I was there to cover the event. I'm here with Marywood students and SAC members in the Nazareth Fireplace Lounge, where students are making cards for patients at St. Jude's to raise awareness for childhood cancer. The Students' Activities crew hosted a child cancer awareness event on Wednesday, September 26th in the Nazareth Student Center. SAC Shadow Brianna Caballero believes it's important for students at Marywood-University to be aware of this cause.
So today we have the Childhood Cancer Awareness event, and it's really important to spread awareness to campus about childhood cancer and the risks, and also steps to take in the case that there are symptoms showing in a child, and we have a lot of information on that today.
SAC was inspired to host this event by one of their members' personal battles with childhood cancer.
So this is me and my partner Sarah Hines' idea, so we decided to go along with this because Sarah Hines also battled childhood cancer when she was a child. So we were really inspired by that and moved by that, so we decided to create this event.
Students received raffle tickets for every card they made for a chance to win a $300 donation in their name to a charity of their choice. Marywood student Sarah Corbo believes that events like these are important to the community.
I think it brings together the community, and you see that other people are experiencing the same thing. Everyone kind of has a little story to tell and how it's affected them.
For TVM-News, I'm Tatiana Tell.
Marywood-University Student Activities and Leadership Development is celebrating Saudi National Day today. Saudi National Day is observed every year on September 23rd in Saudi Arabia. Marywood will hold its own celebration tonight in the Nazareth Hall Fireplace Lounge. This event will be held from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and is open for all students to attend.
The Marywood Commuter Committee hosted a fun event to bring commuters together. TVM's Hannah Weaver was there.
I'm here in the Fireplace Lounge of the Nazareth Student Center, where students are taking a break to grab a sweet treat. The Marywood Commuter Committee is getting festive for fall. The group held a Dip Your Own Caramel Apple event for commuter students yesterday from 11 to 1. Participants were able to create their own candy apples and had many toppings to choose from.
I was walking to Naz, and I saw a bunch of people on my way to Naz with caramel apples. I was like, oh my gosh, do they have that at Naz? And then I walked in, and I saw a big station, so I got really excited.
Ashley Kerchimsky said that the purpose of this event is to help commuter students interact with one another.
We want the commuters to get to know each other because I know every year there's new commuters coming in with freshmen, and doing these social gatherings is how we get those commuters to come together.
With TVM-News, I'm Hannah Weaver.
Marywood chamber singers are making history. The group has been invited to perform at the American Choral Directors Association Conference at Lincoln University next month. The American Choral Directors Association aims to inspire excellence in choral music through education, performance, composition, and advocacy. Marywood's chamber singers will perform on October 27th. When we come back, we'll bring you local news, including the recent arrest of a Dunmore youth soccer coach. Stay tuned.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in! Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ache than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
A Lackawanna County man faces further charges of sexual abuse. Lawrence Stone allegedly touched 2 teenage girls inappropriately and paid the pair to photograph them in the nude. Court documents say that Stone was a therapist at the time, but also claimed he worked for a modeling agency. The teenagers were 13 and 17 at the time of the alleged abuse. Stone has been jailed on a $50,000 straight bail.
Scranton resident Isaac Noll Tyler has been convicted of attempted homicide. A jury also found Tyler guilty of simple and aggravated assault, as well as recklessly endangering another person. Tyler was charged for beating and stabbing his girlfriend, Faith Bronson, in 2016 in Scranton. Jurors only took about 2 hours to convict Tyler after a 4-day trial. Judge Andy Jarbola revoked Tyler's bail and ordered a pre-sentencing investigation. A sentencing date is pending.
Another Scranton resident is facing multiple charges after city police say he picked up a teenager who ran away from a Nicholson Addiction Treatment Center. Detectives say 60-year-old Gregory Gennett gave the young man beer and Xanax and made a sexual advance to him. The teen is a junior in an Ohio high school.
A Northeastern Pennsylvania man wanted for making threats against President Trump and other officials had his first court appearance in Ohio this week after being caught near Mansfield in that state. Sean Christie of McAdoo in Luzerne County had eluded police for 3 months, prompting manhunts in 6 states and Canada. The 27-year-old Christie was sought after failing to appear to face assault charges in Schuylkill County. Federal authorities joined the hunt after Christie allegedly threatened the president. Christie will have another hearing on Monday in Ohio as authorities seek to return him to Pennsylvania.
A former Abington Heights teacher and the school district have settled a federal lawsuit for nearly $1 million. William Yellen sued Abington Heights after the district fired him despite his acquittal of the charges assaulting a student in 2015. Yellen had been accused of putting 15-year-old Trey Kohler in a chokehold. A jury deliberated for only 10 minutes before finding Yellen not guilty of simple assault and endangering the welfare of a child. Yellen's suit claimed the district withheld information that could have cleared him, including statements from other students that the incident was innocent horseplay. Yellen will receive $640,000 settlement. The rest will go to his attorneys.
Lackawanna College is creating new experiences for students. The school has officially opened a new center for students in culinary, baking, and hospitality programs. The $7 million project was used to increase program enrollments and transform a 2-story building into a new dining commons and culinary teaching center. The students can improve their skills by cooking on the premises and serving their peers.
The 163rd Bloomsburg Fair is bringing rides, vendors, and entertainment to its attendees this week. The fair features classic favorites like horticulture and livestock exhibits and includes a new robot attraction to entertain guests. The grand stage performers consist of the band Daughtry, ventriloquist Darcy Lynn, and artist Rick Springfield. The fair closes tomorrow with a state championship demolition derby and a performance by country singer Brett Eldridge.
It's open waters in the marketplace at Steamtown. Scranton's new Electric City Aquarium and Reptile Den is the latest attraction. The aquarium staff say the den is mostly completed and invites guests of all ages to a unique opportunity to see and touch the animals. The aquarium will be open during regular marketplace hours, and there is discounted admission available for students, senior citizens, and veterans.
Scranton's Neil Armstrong Elementary is receiving a $10,000 donation from Burlington Stores Incorporated. The store partnered with Adopt a Classroom to celebrate the opening of the new store in Dixon City. Principal Laser says the donation will be used to purchase various classroom items for students. The goal is to enhance the learning experience children have throughout the school day. After the break, we'll bring you national news on how China has blocked an Amazon streaming service. But first, let's take a look at the 7-day forecast.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Thanks for watching TVM-News. Tensions are rising after Christine Blasey Ford and Brett Cavanaugh testified in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Ford accused Cavanaugh of sexually assaulting her at a high school party when she was 15. Ford said the assault greatly affected her life.
Brett's assault on me drastically altered my life. For a very long time, I was too afraid and ashamed to tell anyone these details. I did not want to tell my parents that I, at age 15, was in a house without any parents present, drinking beer with boys. I convinced myself that because Brett did not rape me, I should just move on and just pretend that it didn't happen.
Cavanaugh denied calls from lawmakers attempting to open an FBI investigation. He argued that Ford did not have legitimate proof or witness. Cavanaugh continues to deny allegations.
I have never done this to her or to anyone.
President Trump also voiced his opinion on Cavanaugh's accusation in a series of tweets. He said that if the attack was as bad as she claims, it would have been reported immediately to local law enforcement. Trump proceeded to take aim at Senator Dianne Feinstein for waiting to release a letter that detailed the allegation against Cavanaugh. Trump said she waited until after the hearings were over to release the letter. White House officials remain confident Cavanaugh will be confirmed.
Bill Cosby is behind bars. Formerly known as America's Dad, Cosby has been sentenced to 3 to 10 years in state prison for drugging and assaulting Andrea Constand 14 years ago. Cosby was convicted of aggravated and indecent assault in April and refused to talk to the court before his sentence. His lawyer said they plan on filing an appeal. Cosby was also ordered to pay a $25,000 fine and will be classified as a sexually violent predator.
It's been 2 weeks since the Hurricane Florence made landfall in the Carolinas. The two states continue to suffer in the wake of the storm, battling everything from record flooding to mosquitoes almost 3 times normal size. The storm has killed nearly 50 people, and rising waters continue to threaten the town of Conway in South Carolina, leaving more than 20,000 people uncertain as to when they can return home. The town's wastewater treatment plant shut down, spilling untreated water into the Waccamaw River. Other areas of the state are also still flooded. The large amounts of standing water in North Carolina allowed an aggressive mosquito known as a gallonipper to hatch in the large numbers. A resident from Fatesville referred to the mosquito plague as, in his own words, a bad science fiction movie.
2 soldiers who were missing for almost 70 years have been identified. President Donald Trump announced last week that the missing soldiers are Master Sergeant Charles Hobart McDaniel and Private First Class William H. Jones. 55 boxes were turned over by North Korea this summer that contained 2 partial skulls. The dental remains and clavicles helped identify the bodies. The U.S. Army notified both families earlier this week that the remains of their loved ones had been recovered.
President Donald Trump criticized the spending plan pushed by congressional Republicans Thursday, calling it ridiculous because it doesn't include funding for a border wall with Mexico. Trump sent a series of tweets asking where the money for the border wall is and how Republicans need to finally get tough against Democrats, he wrote. I want to know where is the money for border security and the wall in this ridiculous spending bill, and where will it come from after the midterms? Democrats are obstructing law enforcement and border security. Republicans must finally get tough. On Tuesday, the Senate approved a bill that will fund the military and some civilian agencies for next year. It also provides a short-term fix to keep the government open through December 7th. This bill will not address Trump's U.S. and Mexico border wall, which GOP leaders say they will address after the November 6th elections.
A disgruntled Rite Aid employee shot and killed 3 people last week at a Maryland distribution center before killing herself. Snakia Mosley, who was 26, also wounded 3 others. Police said they do not have the names of victims.
The victims' names we are not in a position to release at this time. We still have to make notifications, and that's still a process that's ongoing. So we are not prepared to release the victims' names. We will get them out as soon as is possible.
Authorities say Mosley came to work at her normal time and opened fire during an employee break. Harford County Sheriff Jeff Gawler says Mosley had been diagnosed with a mental illness back in 2016. Her friends and family reported Mosley had become increasingly agitated in recent weeks, and they were concerned for her well-being.
New York City police are continuing to investigate a stabbing in an unlicensed daycare center that saw 5 people attacked, including 3 infants. A female employee of the center allegedly stabbed the infants and 2 adults and then attempted to take her own life by slashing her wrists. She is now in custody, and officials say there is no apparent motive for the attack. New York State Assembly Representative Ron Kim said the attackers should not have been around children.
What's clear is that there was a woman of Asian American background in distress, most likely with some mental illness that had no business being around infants. This is a 3-story house with the basement, and we were told some of the mothers of the babies were also staying on premise. There are many speculations and ongoing questions in regards to what kind of business this was.
Police say that although the multifamily house in Queens section appears to be a daycare center, a spokesperson for the New York State Office of Children and Family Services says there is no record of it being licensed, and an investigation of the operation has begun.
One-time rap music promoter Marion Suge Knight has pleaded no contest to a manslaughter charge in California that could send him to prison for 28 years. Knight was accused in a hit-and-run incident in the California city of Compton that left 1 man dead and another maimed. He was originally charged with 1 count each of murder and attempted murder for running over the men with his truck. The confrontation occurred after an incident on the set of Straight Outta Compton, a movie that tells the story of the rap group NWA.
Australian officials are investigating after finding sharp objects hidden in fruit. Police have confirmed that a needle was found in a mango last week in West Gosford. The report came after sharp objects were found in more than 100 strawberries across the country. Australian fruit exports had been blocked in Russia and the UK, and some brands of strawberries have been suspended nationwide. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison said the maximum prison term for fruit tampering has been increased.
Now, any idiot who thinks they can go out into a shopping centre and start sticking pins in fruit and thinks this is some sort of lark, or put something on Facebook which is a hoax. That sort of behaviour is reckless, and under the provision that we'll be seeking to introduce swiftly, that type of behaviour would carry a penalty of up to 10 years in prison. It's not a joke, it's not funny. You're putting the livelihoods of hard-working Australians at risk, and you're scaring children, and you're a coward and you're a grub. And if you do that sort of thing in this country, we will come after you and we will throw the book at you.
Officials say that the sharp objects are allegedly a result of a bad prank. One child admitted to hiding needles in the strawberries.
Amazon's gaming service has been blocked by China's Cyberspace Administration. The service Twitch allows users to watch and stream video game playing. Twitch was the third most popular free app for Apple in China after viewers used the service to stream non-broadcasted portions of the Asian Games last month. Twitch is the newest platform blocked by China's censorship apparatus called the Great Firewall, and is the result of China's increased gaming restrictions throughout the country.
North Korea is offering to permanently dismantle its main nuclear site, but there's a catch. Kim Jong-un says the United States must first agree to concessions before it takes any action. President Trump called the overture by North Korea a positive development, but he made no mention of any new U.S. concessions. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the U.S. is ready to talk with Kim's government to move the process ahead. Kim's offer followed his meeting with South Korean President Moon Jae-in. The leaders of the two Koreas said they had taken significant steps toward peace and prosperity. Trump said there will be a second meeting soon.
Up next, we'll check in with TVM sports anchor Justin Kaharski to find out the latest happenings in Marywood sports.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
Welcome back to TVM News. Let's check in with TVM sports anchor Justin Kaharski for Marywood Sports. So Justin, what's new at sports this week?
Well, Tatiana, our teams are putting up a pretty good fight.
Good. Let's hear more about it.
Marywood's women golfers split a tri-match this week, beating Misericordia 4-1, but falling to the University of Scranton by the same score. All the individual matches were tight, with Brianna Baker, Leslie Major, Tessa Bristolden, and Juliette Lepre recording victories against Misericordia. In the Scranton match, Bristolden scored Marywood's only point, while Mariah Casey narrowly lost to Brianna Stein. The team travels to Quakertown tomorrow to compete in the Landmark Conference Preview at the Fox Hill Country Club. Men's golf finished 4th out of 10 teams at the Ursinus Fall Invitational earlier this week. Freshman James Tressler finished 2nd out of 51 players that day, while teammate Joseph Weber tied for 6th and Austin Zeho placed 25th. The next men's golf match is October 15th, when they travel to Bear Trap Dunes in Ocean View, Delaware for the Atlantic East Fall Break Tournament. A last-minute loss to Berkeley College in a seesaw match and a shutout at the hands of York College kept the men's soccer team from notching its first home victory this week. Berkeley scored with only 41 seconds left in regulation to clinch a 4-3 win. Zach Lloyd had 2 goals and an assist to lead the Pacer charge, while Giovanni Amato picked up the other tally. In the loss to York, the Pacers got down 2-0 and couldn't come up with the score from their 11 shots, 6 of which were on goal. Mike Gallagher had 4 saves for Marywood. Next Wednesday, the Pacers opened their Atlantic East Conference schedule at home against Gwynedd Mercy. The women's soccer team rebounded from a loss to York College last weekend by beating Keystone College 4-2 on Wednesday. Julie Youngman, Megan Swikicki, and Natalie Colasurdo each scored in the first half to put the Pacers up 3 at the break. Youngman's second goal provided some insurance as Keystone rallied for 2 scores in the second half on goals by Faith Schiffer and Jordan Olson. Marywood doubled Keystone shots on goal for the game with 18-9. The team has an away game against Clarkson University tomorrow. After having a game postponed earlier this week against Keene University, women's tennis is putting their 1-1 record on the line tomorrow. The Lady Pacers faced off Misericordia University on the road after a recent loss against Susquehanna U. Having only played 1 game and losing 3-7, Misericordia are looking for their first win as the Pacers strive for their second. In doubles, Gina Babcock and Danielle Oganowski hope to keep their winning form alive along with Brooke Panic and Nicole Sinclair. Both doubles teams struck first in their win against Keene University and hope to do so this weekend. In women's field hockey, the Pacers rebounded from a weekend road loss to Stockton by defeating Delaware Valley 3-1 at home. The team boosted its record to 6-3, already surpassing their 5-win total from last season. Gwyneth Gleason's 2 goals led the Pacer offense. Delaware Valley spoiled the shutout in the 61st minute. The Pacers are on the road this weekend facing King's College. In yesterday's home try match against Misericordia and Penn College, Marywood's volleyball team won both of their matches 3-1 and 3-0 respectively last weekend. The Pacers beat Clark Summit University 3-2 as junior Jordan Vossler topped the 1,000 dig mark for her career, becoming only the second student athlete to reach that number. Her 21 digs in the game put her at 1,004, and Vossler added to her performance with 5 aces. Gabriela Santos had 15 kills and 8 digs in her return to the lineup. Michaela Atwood, Sarah Burgos, Perry Sheeran, and Sam Compton also starred for the Pacers. Week 3 NFL action has ESPN saying the league is going soft as the controversy over roughing the passer calls continues. Clay Matthews of the Packers was flagged for his hit on Redskins quarterback Alex Smith, even leaving members of the Redskins to question the call in their favor. The league has put greater emphasis on the rules protecting passers, leaving some veteran pass rushers unsure how they can sack the quarterback without drawing a flag. Yesterday, the NFL issued what it called a clarification of the rules to ensure consistency, sending teams a video demonstrating legal and illegal quarterback hits. In the standings, the Dolphins, Chiefs, and Rams remain unbeaten atop their divisions, while the Texans, Raiders, and Cardinals are still winless. The 2018 Major League Baseball season draws to a close this week as teams clinch spots in the playoffs. As of yesterday, the Boston Red Sox, Cleveland Indians, New York Yankees, Oakland Athletics, and the Houston Astros have clinched playoff berths in the American League. The playoff teams in the National League so far include the Chicago Cubs, Atlanta Braves, and Milwaukee Brewers. The wild card round starts Tuesday in the National League, with the American League wildcard game taking place the following day. Game 1 of the World Series is set for October 23rd. Both North and South Korea want to host the Summer Olympics in 2032. The announcement came late last week at a summit meeting in Pyongyang. The two countries hope their joint bid to share the Olympics will be part of an effort to officially end the Korean War. Although hostilities ended with a truce in 1953, the war is technically still ongoing, now for nearly 6 decades. Both countries feel this is a way to lessen the tension between the two nations. The two countries began increasing their sporting ties when North attended the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics this past February. That's all for sports this week. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Justin. Recent studies have identified the oldest member of the animal kingdom. The Dickinsonia is 558 years old. Fossil fat molecules confirmed the age of the creature, and scientists are calling the discovery the holy grail of paleontology. Australian scientists first found remains of the Dickinsonia on a remote Russian cliff face by the White Sea in 1947.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of TVM-News. From all of us at TV-Marywood, thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to follow Marywood's YouTube page and like the TVM Facebook page to stay up to date on the latest happenings and to watch additional content. I'm Stephanie O'Malley.
And I'm Tatiana Tell. See you next week.